A look at Proclaim TV ministry, all that and more coming up now on Joy in the City True Stories. Joy in the City is a program highlighting people and organizations having an impact in our city. All too often, we hear about the problems and dysfunction in our culture. But we are coming with a different approach as we take a look at the good things going on right here in our community. I'm Bethany Marshall, and you're about to see what God is doing in our city. For the month of January, we are highlighting several faith-based media organizations. Today, we will hear about Proclaim, a weekly television program spotlighting news and happenings in the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown. We recently spoke with Tony DeGol, the producer and the host of the show.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for being here today.
A pleasure.
I want to start by unraveling your background in media, where you came from, and then we'll head into where you're at now.
Okay. Well, I started many years ago, 1992. I was hired as a news producer at WTAJ TV in Altoona. Produced initially the morning and noon newscasts, and then was elevated to the 6 and 11 o'clock producer, which I loved. That was a job I had for many years. Then I graduated to executive producer and then ultimately news director. So I managed the entire newsroom, the staff, all of our daily coverage. Some of the happiest years of my life, wonderful people. And the business was changing rapidly, and I decided it was time for a change, and an opportunity came with the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown as the Director of Communications, and it's been a joy. I've been there for 13 years.
So what is your job in that realm of things now?
Well, as Director of Communications, I'm the spokesperson for the bishop, and I handle all secular media inquiries, but I also oversee our diocesan media, and that includes a weekly television show that I produce and host, and we have a magazine that I'm the editor of, handle all the social media, website, and just kind of work with all of our parishes and schools in helping them get out their message. You know, we have 87 parishes and 17 schools, so there are a lot of good stories to tell, and it's my pleasure to work with all those individuals to get their message out.
And what is your demographic? Is it just, are you aired in Johnstown? Is it Altoona? Is it outside of this area?
Our show airs on WATM ABC 23, and that covers pretty much all of our dioceses. Our diocese is 8 counties, so it covers the majority of those counties, but then it also goes into neighboring dioceses, including the Diocese of Greensburg, the Diocese of Erie, and even into Maryland. So not only do Catholics in Altoona and Johnstown get to see the show, but really from huge chunks of Pennsylvania and Maryland. So we reach a good number of people.
Now, what do you think your niche is in media and using it in ministry? What sets you guys apart from, say, like we're Joy in the City and so many others?
Well, as I said, 8 counties. We're a diverse diocese. We have we're in homes every Sunday morning, and it's really a way to unify all the Catholics in our diocese. Each parish is unique, each of our schools are unique, but our show really brings everyone together, and it's really an opportunity for us to evangelize and really share those good news stories. So, although most Catholics hopefully are going to Mass every Sunday, this is something, though, that brings all the news from all around the diocese right to their living room, or if they're watching on social media. So it's really a powerful tool.
Absolutely. And I always think, too, like 30 years ago, when we were just starting to get computers in our homes, and very few people had them. And I lived out in California, and I remember Chuck Smith saying, Pastor Chuck Smith from Calvary Chapel, if we don't use media for our purposes, it's going to get used in the opposite direction. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I absolutely agree. I mean, everyone has a cell phone, a smartphone. Everyone has a computer, it seems, and people are relying on media more and more, and the Catholic Church, like all faith traditions, really needs to be on board. As I said, it's something that is so unifying, and I hope that I'm bringing people stories that they're not going to know otherwise. Think of a parishioner who may be at a parish in Somerset County. They really have no idea what's going on in parishes in Altoona, in State College, in Lock Haven, in Huntington. So I think that the show that I produce and bring them every week kind of ties in one nice package a good sampling of what's going on in the diocese. And so we're very grateful for the use of media. And, my goal is to try to expand even more. I mean, beyond the shows that I produce each week, I've been lately trying to produce special shows. The past 2 Christmases, I've produced special Christmas shows. That came last year when I knew that so many people weren't going to be out mingling. I knew a lot of our schools weren't going to be having the annual Christmas programs with the students. I knew a lot of parish choirs wouldn't be gathering. And I thought, why don't I try to replicate some of that on TV? And I was able to do that. And it was so well received. I did it this past year. This month of January, we're getting ready for Catholic Schools Week, and I'm going to do a special 1-hour show that kind of highlights the excellence of our Catholic schools. So there's so many opportunities in media, and with Facebook and Instagram now, so many people are turning to that for their news, their information, and we'd be remiss if we didn't take advantage of all that.
What criteria do you have for your shows? Are you multi-denominational when you do your shows?
Well, it's all Catholic stories.
Okay.
As I said, we have 87 parishes in our diocese and 17 Catholic schools. So everything I do focuses on either those parishes or those schools or the teachings of the Catholic Church. We have many priests, and I love having them on the show just to talk about the faith. Throughout the seasons of Lent and Advent, I have a priest who is our judicial vicar and the rector of the Basilica in Loretto, Father John Burns, and I have him offer reflections for those liturgical seasons. So it's all Catholic all the time.
As we wrap up, we want to show a clip from your show, Proclaim. Are there any one in particular that you would like for us to highlight today?
Well, it's funny you should ask, because just recently I had the honor of interviewing Miss Pennsylvania, Megan Sinisi. She's a member of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish in Altoona. Of course, we're so proud of her with her win as Miss Pennsylvania, and she recently competed for Miss America. And I got to talk with her, and she really illustrated how much her Catholic faith means in her life. Good morning, and welcome to Proclaim for Sunday, November 14th, 2021. I'm Tony DeGol. More on that story in a moment. But first, a young adult Catholic in our diocese is just a month away from one of the most memorable experiences a woman can have. Miss Pennsylvania Megan Sinisi is not only an Altoona native, but also a devout Catholic and proud member of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish in Altoona. In just a few weeks, she'll compete for the title of Miss America 2022 in Connecticut. Before heading off for that adventure, Sinisi sat down with me for a very honest conversation about her Catholic faith. No matter what happens next month at the Miss America pageant, it's clear for this incredible woman, her relationship with Jesus Christ is the real crowning achievement in her life. Like any good parishioner of Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Altoona, Megan Sinisi lights up when she thinks about the parish's legendary summer festival. Admittedly, she has a soft spot for the cannoli and many of the other treats that are featured. The hugely popular gathering, however, is about so much more than the amazing eats.
There are so many happy memories ingrained in my 26 years of life coming to this parish, but especially our Lady of Mount Carmel Festival each summer is always a great time to, one, celebrate the Italian heritage that we bring here in Altoona, and two, be in communion with each other in community to celebrate our faith.
Indeed, Megan is proud of her ethnic roots and Catholic upbringing, and the Our Lady of Mount Carmel faith community is a beacon for both. Sinisi was crowned Miss Pennsylvania 2021 in June, and she is getting ready to compete for the Miss America title in December in Connecticut. Growing up, the pageant circle was not on Megan's radar. In her sophomore year of college, she learned about the social impact opportunities of the Miss America organization.
I had a newly found passion for advocating for autism families, and that's actually what led me to a career in speech-language pathology. So then once I discovered that the Miss America organization not only had that as a component, but also gave scholarships for my education, I thought it was the perfect fit.
Megan won her first local competition in 2015 and has been competing ever since. Despite her success and the exciting opportunities that await her, this 26-year-old remains grounded in things that really matter in life, such as faith, family, and helping others.
And it was actually at Miss Pennsylvania that I really felt God in my presence. That morning, I read a devotional each morning, and that morning the scripture really spoke to me, and that brought me so much at peace throughout Miss Pennsylvania. So up until that point, I leaned into God's faith and my faith in God in all of my different troubles in life, and especially in my successes, to thank Him whenever something did go well, very well for me. And so at Miss Pennsylvania, I felt His presence with me, and that gave me a very big piece of calm.
Megan understands she is a role model who can inspire others in their journey, and she hopes the way she interacts with people and the kindness she shares speak volume about the importance of the Lord in her life.
As Miss Pennsylvania, I really hope that I can spread God's grace in everything that I do and bring my faith with me everywhere I go, and make sure to share His word with others as well.
In late August, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish recognized Megan's achievements during a Mass at which she was present along with her parents, Tony and Lori Sinisi, her brother Chris Sinisi, and her aunt, Deborah Fusco. In his remarks at the end of the Mass, the pastor, the Very Reverend Frank Scornienci, TOR, recalled Megan's happy days as a religious education student at the parish. He also commended her for using her Miss Pennsylvania winnings not only to pay down her student loans, but also to support her foundation, which assists families of autistic children.
She doesn't just give lip service to some of this stuff. She actually gives heart service to some of this. And we're very proud of you. And, you know, you certainly do what you say, and that's what's important. So, really, welcome back here today. And as I said, the parish family does wish you a lot of luck in December.
Church and religious education were part of the routine growing up for Megan and her 3 siblings, thanks to the foundation built by her parents.
It was tough with raising 4 children, trying to get them all together at once for not alone dinners in the evenings, but to gather them all together, getting them out of bed and get to Sunday Mass as well. So it seemed to always work out.
I'm very proud of her. She's received all of her sacraments here at this parish, and to see her continuing on and holding her faith with her journeys is very, very proud for us.
Deborah served as Megan's confirmation sponsor and is a great role model to Megan in the faith. Aunt Debbie feels just as blessed to have such a cherished relationship with her beloved niece.
She has been my inspiration. She has been a joy in my life. She is so sweet and kind, just as beautiful on the outside as she is on the inside. And like the sermon today from Father, for Meg, he nailed it. She has heart service and not lip service. She's very, very humble, and she worries about helping other people, and she gives to other people.
As the Miss America pageant draws closer and the suspense heats up, Tony and Lori summed up their feelings in one word: nerve-wracking.
We're very proud of her, and no matter what happens, she's already on top.
Megan, not surprisingly, is approaching this next chapter with faith and optimism.
Every step of this journey, I've always held in my heart that if it's in God's will for me, it will happen. And that's especially what I felt this year going into Miss Pennsylvania. It was my last opportunity because of the age eligibility, so I knew that if it were to happen, it was meant to be. And so now that I have this opportunity going into Miss America, a lot of people think that it's all about winning, but it's about how you make others feel along the way. So if that means becoming the next Miss America, that will be the proudest moment of my life. But keeping God's grace in everything that I do and carrying that with me and all the people that I interact with between now and December, and then beyond that, if I were either to become Miss America or to stay Miss Pennsylvania, that would be a blessing either way. There's no losing there, but to keep my faith at the center of everything I do is what I live by, and to trust in His plan in our lives.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story. This segment is brought to you by Harry's Construction, whose motto is, "If you can dream it, we can create it." They are the kitchen and bath design experts, so call Harry's Construction for all your remodeling needs. If you know a person or organization impacting our city, we want to hear about it. You can contact us at 814-944-1948 or by email at stories@joyinthecity.org. Now let's take a look at some videos from this organization.
Like any great football coach, Scott Lewis loves to win. He'll be the first to tell you, however, that some of his most cherished victories are not tallied on a stadium scoreboard. As a standout player at Bishop McCourt Catholic High School in Johnstown and St. Francis University in Loretto, Lewis relied on his Catholic faith immensely.
Whether it was before a game or whether it was before practice, I prayed to Jesus, I prayed to God for protection, for strength, and for the ability to perform at my highest level as an individual. And I think that carried over to our team as well, because we had that bond together spiritually as a team. What I do remember about it was, saying that prayer before a game is meaningful. Knowing that, you love God and God loves you and Jesus loves you, it kind of motivates you to push it to another limit, not only for yourself, but for your teammates and for that entire community. And I think what faith does is it enriches the family atmosphere, and because it enriches the family atmosphere, you're a lot more motivated to be the best that you can be. And that's how it was at McCourt, that's how it was at St. Francis.
Now, as the new defensive coordinator for St. Francis, Lewis, 32, is helping his players succeed on the field and, more importantly, in the game of life.
Well, I think faith brings everyone together, and faith really enhances your spirituality as a team and as an individual.
Lewis grew up in South Fork and attended Most Holy Trinity Parish. He and his two brothers went to Forest Hills Elementary School before going to McCourt for high school.
Grew up in a very great family. Mom and Dad always made sure that religion was at a highest priority. We went to church every Sunday. We were involved in everything that we could be. Wouldn't trade anything for my childhood and how we grew up.
So it's that time of year, you go into any restaurant, any grocery store, and it seems like it's pumpkin everything. And if you're a pumpkin lover, we have a great recipe for you and a very special guest. Welcome, Barb Bundy.
Thank you.
Barb is a parishioner at St. John the Evangelist Parish in Altoona, and hopefully you saw the feature on her in the fall edition of Proclaim magazine, a great story where Barb talks about the bonds of faith, family, and food, and she also shared a wonderful recipe for pumpkin cake with cream cheese frosting. So you read about it in the magazine. I thought I'd invite her here on the TV show today to actually make it for you. Why don't we get started here?
Okay, our first ingredient is 4 eggs. So that's what we have in here. And I'm going to beat these eggs because it's really important to incorporate air into them to get a nice light cake.
We're able to make that change. And every time I come up here, you have shared with me how much the parishioners, the St. Nicholas parishioners, really do support this school. You feel that this school is so vital to the life of your parish. Elaborate on that.
The parishioners are just wonderful as far as the investment in this school, and it really is our main apostolate. Even families that for whatever reason maybe don't send their children here have been very, very supportive of this school. Like I said, I think it's integral to our parish. I think it informs the spirituality of our parish. And I think it contributes to a sense of mission.
Right.
This is such a powerful tool of evangelization. And I think, given the world we're in today and the circumstance we're in today, I think it gives a sense of being proactive, of actually engaging and being invested in our young people.
Every time I come here, I'm so impressed with this school, and I'm impressed by your support of it, the parishioners' support of it, and what makes me very happy, and I'm sure makes you very happy, this school, besides the name change, that's not the only headline today. The other headline is this school is doing very well. Your attendance is strong. Things are going very well in this school.
Well, we are very, very blessed, and I think I inherit, I'm the beneficiary of just very, very strong families up here at St. Nicholas.
Well, as I visit here at St. Nicholas Catholic School, the children are clearly excited for Christmas, and in Catholic school fashion, the true spirit of the season is not lost on them. Some students joined me a little while ago for a chat. So all of the students here at St. Nicholas School are amazing, and I have three of the best, three fine young men with me today, Angus, Preston, and Jude. Welcome to you all. Good to be with you today. I love your school. You guys, you've been here all through your academic career. Tell us what's so great about St. Nicholas School. Angus, we'll start with you.
It's a really fun learning place to be at.
Preston?
I like it that we have a religion class every day, and we get to go to Mass every week.
Isn't that great? You know, I'm glad you said that, because that is one of the blessings of Catholic education. You can celebrate your faith so freely, and you cannot do that everywhere else. So I'm glad you brought that up. Jude, how about you? You're in 7th grade. What's great about this school for you?
I like that out of our home we can go somewhere else that can help us grow and learn in our faith.
Good morning and welcome to Proclaim for Sunday, December 19th, 2021, the 4th Sunday of Advent. I'm Tony DeGol at St. John Gulbert Cathedral in Johnstown, where we're getting ready for the live broadcast of the Proclaim TV Mass at the top of the hour and a Proclaim TV special, Joy to the World, Christmas in the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown, which airs later today. We'll have a preview in a moment, but first, Journeying to Christmas with the Blessed Mother. The Very Reverend John Burns, rector of the Basilica of St. Michael the Archangel in Loretto and judicial vicar for the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown, joins us with his Week 4 Advent reflection.
Good morning. On this final Sunday of Advent, we are with our Blessed Mother Mary. In today's Gospel, we hear Elizabeth say to Mary, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb." These words became the treasured words of our favorite Catholic prayer, the Hail Mary.
Heather Gailey was a member of St. Aloysius Parish in Cresson, an alum of Catholic education in Cresson, and a former teacher at St. Michael's School in Loretto. Along with her husband, 2 daughters, and parents, she was a fixture in the local church, volunteering her time and talent and making everyone feel welcome. Heather passed on November 30th due to complications from COVID-19. She was 45 years old. As one might imagine, these weeks since her passing have been challenging for her family. Her daughters attend All Saints Catholic School in Cresson. Just as any family would respond when a member of that family is hurting, the school community felt compelled to step up with some gesture of comfort and support.
My son is an 8th grader with Heather's daughter, and so our kids have gone to school together for their whole Catholic education. And a lot of us 8th grade parents were just talking to each other about what we could do to support the family. And so one idea that we came up with was that maybe for the month of January, we could do some meals or restaurant gift cards, just something to let Fred and the girls know that we're thinking of them and that they're supported by us. So all of us parents decided to get started with that, but before we could even plan much, some parents from the 6th grade class had reached out, where the Gailey's younger daughter is, and they also were thinking along the same lines. They wanted to help. So we all decided to just collaborate and do a meal train for the family, if they would accept that.
Let's be honest, this whole effort is surely not just about the food.
We know the family well. You know, Heather and Fred and the girls have volunteered so much over the years at the school and beyond in the community, at the parishes. So everyone just wanted to show some gesture to the family. We knew that they wouldn't have needed this, but we were hoping they would let us do it just so they would know we were thinking of them.
Peggy Beck is a veteran Catholic educator in the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown. She taught Heather years ago at the former St. Aloysius School in Cresson, and she taught Heather's 2 daughters at All Saints.
Well, we want them to know they're not alone, Tony, that we'll always be there for them, and there isn't a lot we can do to ease their sorrow, but we can take care of their day-to-day comforts as much as we can.
Joy to the World. It's Christmas in the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown.
important to give than get. And Christmas isn't all about presents. It's more about Jesus. And Jesus will be happy if when we give, not get, more than if we get and not give.
First thing, we always start our special dinner called Vigilia, always in the evening before Christmas. We start by waiting for a Christmas first star. So children usually put their nose to the windows. It's usually very cold, and they are looking for a star. When we see a star, we can start our dinner.
Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? Do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? Do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold.
We can stop for a moment from all of the chaos and all of the other things going on and be able to say, wow, that is our God. That's how much He loves us. That's how much He wants to be in our lives. He understands all of the struggles and issues we've gone through. He understands all that humanity has to bring, with all the highs and all of the lows. And He's here among us.
And you know what this manger scene is from? This was the manger scene from my grandparents' house. So when I was your age, when I would go to visit my grandparents at Christmas time, this was the manger scene that was in their dining room on the buffet. And I can remember this all the time from when I was a young child, just about your age.
And Mary, she bore Jesus, all wrapped up in silk. And Mary, she bore Jesus, our Savior for to be. And the first tree that's in the greenwood, it was the holly.
So what's in the future for you? What plans do you have in the hopper to expand this media ministry?
Well, as I said, we have the show every Sunday morning, and as I mentioned, we're trying to do more special shows like the Christmas show, like the Catholic Schools Week show. And I mentioned that we have a magazine, and in recent months, we're really trying to tie in the magazine to the show, a true multimedia approach. So what people are reading in the magazine, they'll see a different version on TV. So the hope is to kind of grow the magazine and continue to grow the show along with it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching Joy in the City True Stories. Let me encourage you to watch other episodes of people and organizations having an impact on our community on ABC 23 at 5:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. every Sunday. You can also catch us each week on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Until then, be encouraged because God is moving in our city.